Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo. I own Dow Law Firm in Seattle, Washington, and I have to be honest, I waited too long to open my law firm. I thought about it, I deliberated, I made lists, I had plans, and I failed to pull the trigger to open my law firm for so long. It was 2 or 3 years before I finally opened my law firm. 2 years. I didn't just wait, I wasted 2 years of time. You know how much further along I would be in my law firm if I didn't sit there and doubt myself and not believe that I could do it? I wasted so much time. But what were my hangups? I was, of course, worried about getting clients in the door, making money. I never owned a business before. I didn't know even how to open a business. I went to college, I went to law school, I passed my bar exam, and I could practice law. I had no idea how to open a business. I didn't take any business courses. I never thought that would be my path, would be to open a law firm. Never in a million years. But at the point when I decided that I did want to open my law firm, I was married. I had 2 kids who were about 6 and 4 years old at the time. I knew I was at a place in the law firm I was at that there was nowhere else for me to go. I had reached the peak at that firm, and I really outgrew that firm. The firm served its purposes for me when I was an associate there and I had my children there. I worked with that firm for 7 years. And it was just time for a change, but I didn't know what that change would be. But I did not want to go work for someone else. So when you don't want to go work for someone else, what other choice do you have than to open your own law firm? If you want to continue to practice law and to be a lawyer and you enjoy your work, if you don't want to work for someone else, you don't want to keep making money for someone else, you don't want to be on someone else's schedule, you don't want to work the 40, 50, 60 plus hours a week, you want to be there for your children, whether they're, toddlers and pre-elementary school or if they're actually in school. And that was what was really important to me, and really my number one reason. I think that was even more of a reason than the money, was that I wanted my time. I wanted to be there for my children. I wanted to be around. I wanted to be able to take them to school, take them to the doctors when I needed to, pick them up from school. I wanted that control of my time, and that's usually one of the priorities that when I'm talking to my colleagues and when they're parents, specifically mothers, and they're trying to decide what to do for their career paths and how to move forward and trying to decide if they should open a law firm. It's really about their time and the lack of control over their time that they have working at another firm for someone else. So when deciding to go out my own, I finally made this decision in mid 2015. I opened my firm in March of 2016. About end of the summer 2015, I knew that was the decision I was going to make. I was going to open my law firm, and that's when I really became serious about it. I created my website, I bought the domain, I was working on the pages of my website and the business plan, and having these serious conversations with my husband about what I was deciding to do, and really almost, I don't want to say plotting because that has a negative connotation, but really kind of plotting your leaving of the firm that you're currently at, if you are at one. And that does take some time. I would not jump into opening my own law firm blindly. I would not make a sudden decision on doing that. And if I were, let's say some of you are in law school. For me, I probably would not graduate law school and immediately open my own firm. I know so many people who have done so and have been successful. So that does not mean that you can't do it or that you shouldn't do it or that you won't be successful. It just was not the right decision for me, and I still don't think it would be. You know, I think that I would still want to practice somewhere for 1 or 2 years first. I'd really want the opportunity to grow my network of mentors and referral sources and start actually doing the work of practicing law while you're preparing to open your own law firm on your own. So that's how I would proceed if I was going to start over again as far as opening a law firm. I'm so glad I opened my law firm. And a lot of the fears that I had about opening a law firm, as far as just not even knowing how to run a business, what kind of equipment do I need, how much money do I need, those were all roadblocks that I put in my own mind. They really weren't any type of obstacle that I could not very easily overcome and figure out along the way. So let's get to the question of this video is, should you quit your job to open your own law firm? The short answer is yes. That's the bottom line answer, is that if this is something that you want to do and you're serious about it and you're going to put in the actual work to create your law firm, to open your law firm, to grow your law firm, if that's what you want to do and that's where your path is taking you, then 100% yes, you should do so. But you want to make sure you're doing your homework, you're not making rash decisions, especially if you do have children, if you do have a spouse, then you want to make sure you're going into this smartly and that you've done your due diligence before you open your law firm, but it 100% can be done. And to be perfectly honest with you, I have absolutely no regrets. And I don't think I could ever go back to working for someone else again. Like, it's been going really well. I've been open for 5.5 years now. I have a full-time paralegal, and I also have a VA who works for me, and we're just chugging along, turning out files, growing the firm, and it's been going really, really well. And I've met some amazing people along the way, other law firm owners and other, I would say, you know, moms who are also running their law firms. And I don't want to call it like balancing work and life, because I don't think there's a balance, and I think that gives a false expectation of what it looks like, and you don't want to have this idea of a standard that's really not attainable. I really don't think that work-life balance is attainable in the long term. I think it's more of a juggle, right? You have all these balls in the air when it comes to running your law firm. You're the owner, so you're the manager, you're dealing with marketing, you're dealing with the clients, you're doing all the things as far as running the business of the law firm. And then you're practicing law, whatever your practice areas may be. So you have all those issues and all those client issues. And then you have your home life, right? You have your family and the needs around the home. And then you have yourself. And I do think that the piece of myself got lost before I went out on my own. I was always the last priority in my own life, which is not how it should be, of course, but unfortunately that happens. But it's really a matter of juggling all the things. And so I'm never going to achieve perfect balance in my life. And I think that's something that's important to understand and acknowledge, and know that that's not really what we're going for, because that's almost like trying to go for perfection, and that's not going to happen either. So what I'm really looking to do in my life with, you know, personal and work, is to juggle and to not drop any of the balls on the floor, and just keep them all juggling in the air, and keep them all moving. And so when it comes to home, when it comes to my spouse, when it comes to my kids, when it comes to my clients, when it comes to my employees, when it comes to the business, I am juggling all the things, and my goal is to not drop any of the balls. I'm not looking for balance. I'm not looking for perfection, because I think that that's just not achievable and not a realistic goal to have. And I don't want to feel as though I'm failing because I haven't found balance, because I will tell you, I have not found any person, any lawyer who has perfect balance when it comes to running their law firm. It doesn't exist. And so don't have that in your head that you're trying to achieve this work-life balance. But you need to figure out, what does your juggling of work and home life, what does that look like for you? What are you looking for? How many hours a week do you want to work? What is important to you when it comes to, you know, your personal time and your family time and work time? What kind of boundaries are you looking to set when it comes to clients in your law firm? That's a big one. I have very definitive boundaries when it comes to clients and communication, and when I'm available, and when I have meetings with clients, when I take phone calls, which I never do. A tip to come later, but I do not accept phone calls that have not already been scheduled with me. You know, I'm not answering my work phone. I don't give clients my personal cell phone number, but those are all boundaries that I've decided on and have placed upon based on what I'm looking for in running my own law firm. So you'll have to decide that for yourself, and you may not have all the answers right now. You'll figure that out along the way as you navigate this journey of law firm ownership. But if you want to open your own law firm, you can do it. If I did it as someone who knew nothing about opening a business, I had no family, no one who had ran a law firm or who was a lawyer, and so really had to figure this process out on my own. And when I was trying to navigate that process, I really wish there were more resources from other lawyers. Specifically, I feel like there wasn't a lot of information or resources for someone who was in my position of being, you know, a mom and wanting to integrate that into what I was looking for in opening a law firm. And so, you know, there was all the books and the blogs and, you know, CLEs about how to open a law firm, and just the blueprint of the checklist of what you needed to do to open a law firm. But I was really looking for kind of the behind the scenes, as far as like, not how to create a website, not how to write a business plan, not how to manage my IOLTA account, which are all important things, don't get me wrong. But I was looking for more of a deeper dive into owning a law firm, and to juggling that with my personal life and what I was looking for. And that's what this channel is for. That's what these videos are for, is to share my journey of opening my law firm, running my law firm, juggling that with my personal life. How do I set those boundaries? What do those boundaries look like? This is what we'll be talking about here. How to open your law firm, how to run your law firm, how to practice law, how to be a working mom, how to do all the things and not lose yourself in the process, and to make yourself a priority in your own life. So I'd love to have you join me. We're going to be talking every week on various topics about how I do what I do, what that looks like, and kind of pulling the curtains back behind actually owning the law firm and managing your personal life, and how those two, you know, overlap, and how I keep them separated. So if that's interesting to you, if you're looking to open a law firm, if you have a law firm, I would love to have you join me. So make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Thanks.